What's up, YouTube? Hey, I probably won't stay on there too long tonight, man. It's been a rough one. It's been a rough one. I pulled a long old shift today. I've been up since about 4 a.m. and then I went to work at 6, and I'm just getting off a little bit ago. Ran right in here, got showered, and jumped up on the freaking thing right here to record a video for you guys. And like I said, man, I do try to live by the Sam Walton sundown rule. These little gems that I give you guys, they're not fake. And I recorded that video so you guys could actually see that I am a real person and I do the things I say I'm going to do. Either that or I just jumped out of my truck with a utility vest and jumped in front of another truck with flashing lights and was like, "What's up, guys?" But no, man, I really recorded that because I hate telling people that I'll be somewhere and I'm not there, or that I'll be doing something and I'm not able to show up and do what I'm supposed to do. I don't like that. And I don't like people doing it to me, and I don't want to do it to you guys, and I don't want to lose the trust that I've built with you guys. So I wanted to make sure you guys knew that I was still at work, still out there getting it in. Didn't want to be. I've been trying to get home since 6 o'clock this morning, but I didn't want to be. And but I just wanted to make sure I reached out and said something to you guys about it. But that's what it takes for anybody that's really trying to get there. Then I posted that video and I see some of the comments. Dr. Dark PK said, "Get home safe, brother. I appreciate you, man. I'm here safe and sound." Angel Wing 230, 15 hours. That's what, yeah, 15 hours. There is no such thing as a work-life balance. If you're really if you're at $35,000, $40,000 a year and you're trying to see what 75 and 80 looks like, that time you're putting in at 35,000, let's say you're only doing 35, 40 hours a week, and you really want to see from 35 to double up and see what 70 looks like. 70 looks like 60-hour weeks. Easy. $80,000 looks like 60-hour weeks. Now you want to see what 100 and 125 look like? Those look like 60 to 80-hour weeks. They really do. They really do. You want to see what more than that looks like? That never stops. That never stops. Your phone is constantly on, and you are at the beck and call of the board members. Once you get so high up there, it's no longer your boss. You have a board telling you what you can and cannot do. So for the average person, or for the people on my channel, I don't know how high you're trying to go. I'm trying to go to where I got board members. I really want to get to that level at some point in my life. So I got to start doing a few different things here and there. We can discuss that at another later date. Something flew in my eye. But if you're just trying to double your income and say you're making 35,000 and you'd like to get to 75, 85, 75, 85 is comfortable. You can start living life and making moves at 75, 85. People say $500,000 a year, but as long as you're not overextending yourself, let me backtrack. People say that you need about $500,000 a year to really start being able to live life. I don't know about that. I don't make $500,000 a year. But at 75 and 85,000, I have been there. I was at 75 for a couple years. Once you get to 75 and $85,000, you can start to live life at least in your economy or in your circumference zone. You $75,000, $80,000 in most towns, not New York, not LA, not those big major metropolitan cities, but in most areas, $75,000, $80,000 will allow you to be able to go to the mall and spend some money and pay your bills and, have a fridge full of food and, go to the movies, take the kids here, do things, go to a water park, do this and do that. At $75,000, $80,000 will allow you to move around your area and you'll feel a little more comfortable about yourself and about your financial situation. So ideally, you really just need to get yourself to $75,000, $85,000. And that's really pretty much almost your first line supervisors at a legit accredited company. What I mean legit and accredited company is your Amazons, your UPS, your FedEx, your $85,000 would probably be like a postmaster, somebody in charge of the post office. Be weary of the places that want to give you the title and not the money. They want to put you down as, store manager, but only pay you $15 an hour. I'm not playing that. Okay, that just be leery and weary of those types of places. I try to avoid that type of stuff. If you want me to be this, then I need to be paid like that. Because ultimately for me, the way I operate is my actions or my pay, my actions, they have to align. My actions, my pay, however you want to word it, they have to align. My pay reflects my work ethic. And that's just, the older I get, that's just true. When I was younger, I just worked. But as I'm older, if you want me to go the extra mile, you're going to have to pay me for those steps. And that's just it. I'm not doing it. And because there are other places I can go. And I think all of you should be that way. I'm not telling you to have bad work ethic. I'm telling you to be properly paid for your work. And that's just only fair. And if there's any employers out there listening to this, then you need to take heed. You need to take warning, sir. Take warning. Tired of that shit. We're about to rebel on you. But nah, being honest with you, man, if you're really trying to get to the next level, because there's so much cupcake bullshit out there, there's no such thing as a work-life balance. There's no such thing as a 4-hour work week. There's no such thing. I haven't had a Christmas off in 3 years. I've worked the last Thanksgivings and Christmases for the past 3 years, 4 years, maybe 3 years for sure. It might have been 4. And I'm proud of that. My lifestyle, my everything reflects that. What I'm trying to do for me reflects that. And some of you are sitting there thinking that, oh, I got to be around my kids. And I understand that. I got to be around my kids. I can't miss this. I can't miss that. I get it. Especially when your kids are really little, I do understand that. But I want you to understand this, that they will understand when they get older, as long as you're serious and you're really bringing home the bacon. It's one thing when you're at work and your kids are living a good lifestyle. They're in a nice home, nice car, nice school, nice area, nice friends, nice life, and you're not there. It's another thing when your kids are not living a good lifestyle and you're not there, i.e. you're running the freaking clubs, you're running the bars, you're running here, you're running there. So as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, as they age, they'll completely understand, like, man, I did miss a lot of time with my dad, but you know, my college is paid for. We got here, we got there, we got to have this and that. We got to do this and that. He may not have been around, but we did live nice. There's no such thing as a work-life balance. And I can't say that enough. I can't be any more clearer than that. There's no such thing. So if you're sitting back needing your days off, needing your weekends off, needing your safe space, needing to get home to your comfort zone and comfort food and take your bra off and whatever else it is that people do, I don't know if you'll make it. I really don't, because it's not 15, 16-hour days is what it is, 50, 60-hour weeks. I do guaranteed 50. I don't do anything less than a 50-hour work week. Nothing less. It's everything is 50 guaranteed. But it's highly likely that I start finding myself going 60, 65, and 70. But nothing's less than 50. I haven't worked less than a 50-hour work week in about 7 years, probably. That's what I'm thinking. 6, 7 years, maybe 8 at the most. It hadn't been a decade yet. I know that. I'm thinking 7. 50 hours easy, 7. There was a year, matter of fact, it was, this is 2024, 2023. I didn't do nothing but work 60, 70-hour work weeks. 60, 70 hours every week. I'm not complaining about it. I don't complain about it. I mean, it allowed me to get to where I was trying to go. The fastest way to get to reach your goals, to accomplish your goals, is to work and work really hard. Double down on whatever you're doing. You know, if you're freaking at Walmart or wherever you're at, whatever job you have, you know, you're at Best Buy and you're working and you're only getting 40 hours a week there. You're not allowed any overtime. Then you need to go find another job. Don't quit Best Buy. You need to go find job number 2. And get another 40 hours a week, or, you know, not a part-time. I'd want 2 full-time jobs, working 16-hour days. My sleep track would be horrible, but I would want to do that for 6 months to a year, because that's going to fast track me to where I'm trying to go. I would do that. I'm not bullshitting with you guys. I would do that. I mean, I'm a different breed though. I got a little savage in me. I told you guys about going caveman at one point, I think, to see how the world, how to view the world. If I didn't explain going caveman, I can't remember. That's what I call it, going caveman. Leave it in the comments below and I'll definitely tell you guys what I mean. I'll break it down for you right here. This way, this is how I know which way the world is going to go, or where I think the world is going to go. So what I do is I try to project myself. It's almost meditation. I try to project myself all the way back to my ancestral roots. And you could do this too for whatever race you are, wherever. I personally, I was probably a cave dweller. I'm a white guy. I could probably come from like some Slavic, Russian, German, something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I've never done the 23andMe or whatever it is. I've never done that. I need to, though. But so whatever your roots are, project yourself back to that. If you're some type of tribalman, if you're some type of African tribalman, you in a hut or whatever, project yourself back to that. Don't just dwell on me. But I call it going caveman because I believe that my ancestral roots were probably cavemen, some form of cave dwellers in a way. So I take myself and I project myself all the way back there, and I think of being a caveman. And I think of him coming out of his cave, looking around, seeing what's going on. And this is where your history comes in. And you're looking around, you're seeing what's going on, and you start seeing the world be built up around you. Everything's getting built up. Here comes freaking the Aztecs and Egypt, and you got the Vikings, and you're just running through all these different history scenarios. Anybody remember the game Sims? You start out on the flat board, and then you start building up the towns. And it's like that. You just start building up these different scenarios of which way the world's going. Here comes the Industrial Revolution, the railroad, and all these things. I know my history is backwards. I'm just giving you an example. Here comes the freaking, the Civil War and the railroad and the Industrial Revolution, and then World War I and World War II. And, you got all these people. Columbus found America. Like, you can run through your entire history. Once you run through whatever you're going to run through real fast, you eventually start to find yourself seeing New York and Nashville and LA and all these things being built up around you. And then from there, where are we going? We know Elon Musk is trying to get us to Mars. So if you wanted to, I told you guys before, if you never watched my How to Get Rich, the short version video, go watch it. It explains everything about money. Money is like a river. So if you want to know where we're going, all you got to do is follow the money river. And so basically what I mean is if all the money is going towards a guy trying to get us to Mars, basically anything that you can come up with that is going to help push humanity forward in any level. It could be the smallest smidgen. And I'm going to tell you another secret too in a second. It could be the smallest smidgen that is going to help push humanity forward in any level. You're going to get rich. Okay? Because you just want a piece. You just want a piece. And now money is infinite. I don't want anybody to feel like, oh man, there's not enough money for me. Money is infinite. It is transactional. I haven't forgot my other thing. Money is infinite. It is transactional. It will. So when you hear that Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos are the richest men in the world, Elon Musk is not sitting on whatever amount of money. I don't even know how much his net worth is anymore. What is his net worth? But he's not, whatever it is, but he's not sitting on that. Let's just say it's $1 billion. Let's say it's 50 billion. He doesn't have 50 billion in cash. Now he probably has a shit ton of cash somewhere, but he doesn't have 50 billion in cash. His assets in a collective are, let's put it down to somebody you can completely understand. Arnold Schwarzenegger is worth like $500 million, $600 million or whatever it is. He doesn't have $600 million in a bank. He is worth that because his houses, his cars, his name alone, Arnold's name alone is probably 100 million. You get what I'm saying? So he's his own business. He's his own like entity, corporation, the Schwarzenegger household name, just like Stallone or Cruise or, Will Smith or whoever. Those household names within themselves are worth something. So it's not that Arnold is sitting on $500 or $600 million in cash. So therefore, you don't have to feel like there's not enough cash out. There's plenty of cash out there. Arnold's sitting on cash, equity, his name, his brand, his clothing. He's got cars. He's got guns. He's got all these different things worth $500-600 million. He does not actually have the actual cash. I'm sure he's got a shit ton of cash. I'd say if your net worth is 500 million, I'd say the man's probably sitting on 50 million cash. You know what I'm saying? Like he's probably got like 10% cash. The rest is equity divided out amongst major properties because he owns properties all over the place. Probably got a plane and everything else. So don't ever feel like that there's not enough money for you. Now, damn it, I forgot what I was going to tell you guys. So we had the money river. I know what I was going to tell you. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. People keep asking me about side hustles. What's something good? What's this? What's that? Each one of you wants to be the next inventor. You want to be the next creator. Don't overthink it. If you can't come up with a brand new idea, which is very hard in 2024 to be original, going into 25 to be original, if you can't come up with a brand new idea, cool. Take an old idea and redo it. I'm so serious. If you know how to make axes, wood chopping axes, start making axes. Hands down. Axes will never go out of business. They will never go out of style. People will always want them. And honestly, this day and age, people want made in America or made wherever you're from. They'll take made in England, made in the UK. We'll take that too. People want to shop more mom and pop type. Like I don't buy anything offline, but I will shop on Etsy. I will hands down shop on Etsy. I do not buy from Amazon. I don't buy anything from Amazon or Walmart.com or none of that. Excuse me. I don't buy any of that stuff, but I will buy things from Etsy. People like to buy from other people and support small businesses these days. So, but if we want to talk about it on a large scale, I want you to always remember, and I want you to remember this, and it's true. During the gold rush, when everybody was coming from the East Coast running to the West, the Klondikers and all that, they were running to the West for the gold rush. The richest person was the man that sold the shovels. I'm so serious. He was not the richest, but he was amongst, we'll say, the top richest, wealthiest people during the gold rush. It wasn't the Filson Company. They sold the clothing. I can't think of his name. You can look it up. Sold shovels. Everybody's out there chasing the gold and they're not finding any, but they needed shovels. They needed the pickaxes. They needed the equipment. That guy was the richest one. So while you're chasing Bitcoin and Mars and the next app and all this shit, all this new technological bullshit, don't forget about those old school tried and true methods. And so if you got machinery skills and you can make a hammer, you don't got to overthink it. Just make sure it's balanced right and do what you do. Make a new axe, make a new shovel, make a new product and start pushing it out. You don't have to overthink it. I can't think of this one guy's name, but that's all he does. He makes freaking light fixtures and he makes just everything that's already been made. He just remade it. That's all he does. And he just sells that. He just does that stuff. You don't have to overthink these products. Okay. One of my favorite businesses that I'm looking at is sand and gravel. So when I talk about real estate, I want you guys to always remember, if you're sitting there and you're like, man, I can't get involved in real estate. I don't know how to get involved in real estate, or I don't want to. I don't know how to. I don't care to. I want you to think of everything that goes inside a home. What goes in it? Sand and gravel, because it has to have foundational blocks, right, to be built on. Bricks, you can start a brick. You got plumbing, you got roofing, you got shingles, you got wood, you got light fixtures, you got electrical wiring. So if you want to get, real estate is booming and we all know that. But if you don't want to build houses, you don't want to sell houses, but you are no business. Let me put it to you like this. The sexiest businesses pay the least. So when it looks real pretty and everybody's chasing it, like the gold rush, they ain't making shit. It's those businesses that are hard hitting, down and dirty. Oil is nasty and it will get you rich. Get it? We on the same page? Brick and mortar. Nothing sexy about it. Do you think the guy that owns a concrete company goes home and jerks off about it? He doesn't want to be doing that shit, but it pays the bills and it's made him rich. So don't sit back and chase the glitz and the glamour, because half of that shit is fake and doesn't pay anything. Always think of the gold rush. I want you to always think of that. And one of the wealthiest people was the man that sold the equipment, the man that sold the shovels. Why do you think, look these companies up, Filson, Filson, was the ones that sold the clothing during the gold rush. They are still alive today. Filson. Very expensive clothing. You got Frost River, Duluth, Man, there's a couple more, and they've been around since the gold rush, and they were the ones that freaking clothed and equipped the Klondikers to rush off and find gold that they never could find. Out of all the people that are in the gold rush, only about 10% actually got rich from gold. People died for that. So remember that as you're chasing all these new technological fads, and you're like, I got to do this. I got to figure out how to create the next app. I got to figure out how to do this and that. No, you don't. You need to figure out how to sell freaking bricks to the damn landscaping company so they can build the houses, so they can freaking set the foundation. You need to figure out, you get what I'm saying? You need to figure out how to go knock on that rich guy's door and cut his grass. Okay? That's what you need to be figuring out how to do. You don't need to be figuring out the next application, because the money is here. Don't get me wrong, there's money in apps, but how many of them actually take off? So don't chase the gold rush. Don't be a Klondiker. Don't be the man chasing the gold. Be the man selling the equipment. I hope we're on the same page, man. I hope you guys understand my old school analogies, because I love history. I love business. I love all these things. So be the man to sell the equipment. Don't try to overthink it. Hell, if you can figure out how to make dog collars and advertise them, make them. Make them. If your mom, if your uncle, whoever, if they just got skills to stitch and sew, and you can make some heavy duty freaking collars, come on, man. Now you just got to sell them. And they need to be legit. They need to be good products, but now you just got to sell them. Do not overthink this shit. Make your own hand sanitizer. Make your own hand sanitizer. Give it away for free. Make that. I talked to you guys about candles. Going around passing out those products for free. Give them away for free. And if they're good, make them good. Make them good. Make people say, I got my money's worth. Yeah, these candles are $30, but this sumbitch got my whole house smelling good. I'm getting another one. I will buy I've got a candle over here. It cost me $22. I will buy a candle for $30. I really will. Everybody, that's way better than the cheap one. Like I always tell you guys, cheap shit ain't cool, and cool shit ain't cheap. Don't overthink this whole system of making money and things that you can do. Okay. There's plenty of things out there for you. So serious. And all you got to do, go to Lowe's, go anywhere and say, you know what, man, he's right. I'm going to start making these and selling my own freaking shovels, if that's what you want to do. I'm just using that as an example. But those are just little tips that I know. I don't sell shovels, obviously, but those are just little tips I know, because people always ask me about business ideas and how to think of business ideas, and they can't come up with nothing. Like, you get really stumped. So I'm trying to open your mind up to the fact that, man, sell fucking doorknobs. Like, don't overthink it. Anything, especially if you're in the US, people are looking for American made. Anything that you can, like I said, if you can make axes or knives, like you're good. If you're good at some type of machine work and you can make your own axes and knives or whatever, hey, that's probably what I'd be doing, to be honest with you. If I could make knives, I'd be doing nothing but making knives. Man, I knew a guy who used to tie flies, for fly fishing. I mean, dude ain't no millionaire, but man, he paid his bills, and that's all he did, because each one of them was like $10 a piece. And people would order like 10 at a time. So he'd sit there and just tie those bad boys up, and he's got like $150 order. Some of them were more expensive than that, but because they just were. Some of them were $25-$30, but he'd sit there and tie them up and send them on out. I mean, if I knew how to tie flies and do things like that, why not? Maybe I need to get into that. But I mean, he wasn't no millionaire, but that old man didn't have to get up to hear nobody else's shit. He didn't have to go to work for nobody. Ultimately, that's the goal. Like, even if you don't become a millionaire, like, the goal is to have your time. You know what I'm saying? To where you can, to feed yourself, pay your bills, take care of your family, and have your time. I'd rather make $50,000 a year for myself than go out and make $100 for somebody else. I mean that, man. If I could figure it out to do for myself than somebody else. Anyways, I'm going to quit rambling, but I hope those little things help. We can dive into anything. You guys always hit me with some great questions in the comments. I love them. I appreciate each and every one of you for them. Before I got off here, though, I did want to give you guys a little YouTube update. I'm sure you've noticed that I started running ads on my channel, and that's because I don't want to have to ask you guys for money. I don't really like that when I see other content creators do that or YouTube people do that. That's not really my thing. I want this to be authentic. I want it to be organic. I want to be able to give you guys this information for free. And so for me, this has basically become a part-time job. I'm giving you guys easy 20 hours a week. Easy. I'd say 15 to 25, and I'll give you the median of 20. So, I mean, easily I'm giving you guys 20 hours a week to record this content, respond to messages, think of stuff for you, to answer questions, and I don't ask anybody for a dime. So I did start running ads on the channel. I've been monetized now for 2 days, and I wanted to be transparent with you guys and let you know, let's see where we're at right now, and let you guys know what YouTube paid me in 2 days. So I have 15, that way in case you want to have your own channel. I have 1,534 subscribers. I have a little over 70,000 views, and I have over 6,000 watch hours. For these 2 days, YouTube paid me $15 a day. They did. I got paid 35 bucks, and somebody left me a $5 tip. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that so much. But I was left a $5 tip, super chat tip, and then so far YouTube has given me $30. So I got $30 from YouTube and $5 from a super chat. So that's what it is right now. I'm sure as the channel grows, as things go, it'll be more. If it turns out to be more, if something pops up, I'll definitely let you guys know. But as of right now, this is just me running this bad boy on my own and just seeing how it goes. I never started this for money. I never started this for money at all. And I really mean that. I really started it just to, leave something for my sons to look at, whenever I'm not here anymore. And then it turned into something else. And I'm glad it did. I'm glad it did. I'm glad to meet a lot of you, and I'm glad to have a network of like-minded people. If you guys go over to Instagram or Facebook and add me, I will add you back. I will talk to you on there. You're able to see a few more pictures of me there. I don't really post a lot on those sites, but I'm more active here since I got you guys here. I'm more active here, but you can go over there, Instagram, Facebook. It's all under the same name. All my stuff's public. People always ask me why my stuff is public. I'm serious. People ask me that. And the reason everything that I have is public is because I don't have anything in the closet. You get it? So, and what I do have, I don't care about. You can't cancel somebody like me. I will expose myself before I allow you to do it. So I don't have anything bad in the closet. I got nothing, there'd be no Me Too's or none of that shit. Who knows? I'm saying that now. Good Lord, let me get a whole bunch of money and we'll see what happens. I have all kinds of stuff. I have dudes coming at me in there. Oh, man. This world's crazy, man. This world we live in is crazy. But that's really it. So if you guys thought I was making thousands of dollars on YouTube already, not at all. Maybe when I get the subscriber count up or something, I don't know. But right now I'm just running this thing organic. I've had people reach out to help me to grow the channel, but I'm just running it like I'm running it. I like it like this right now. I am going to have to kind of shift and rebrand if I want this thing to actually grow and become something, because ultimately it has potential to become something. So I'm going to have to shift and rebrand, and you guys are going to see me do that. And I hope you'll support me along the way while I do that, because I will still be the same guy and I'll still be here to help you guys out. And if anybody ever hops in the comments asking you guys for money, it's not me. I will never ask you guys for money. If you want to hit me with a tip, a super chat, or a cash app or something, that's freaking great. I appreciate each and every one of you for it. But all in all, if I get any money from this, it'll be from the platform itself. I will never ask any of you for money. So I'm going to leave it there for tonight, man. I hope I dropped a couple little gems for you guys. I really just wanted to jump on here and just say hi, touch base, talk to each and every one of you. I hope you guys have a great night. I will definitely be back tomorrow. I am thinking about starting to do the show in the mornings and letting you guys have it throughout the day, because it might be easier if I got to start working later nights. I don't know about that just yet, though, but regardless, I will be back tomorrow, and we'll talk to you guys soon. You guys take care. Have a good night. Bye-bye.